I have to level with you all. I'm going to be very honest with you. I think back to the introductory video, and I really did not do animation art cells justice. I got to draw back on a story to tell you guys the origin of how everything came to be. It was 2017. I had a roommate at the time, and my roommate decided to order a production cell online. He didn't tell me about it. He receives his package and he's absolutely beaming. Okay. He takes a look at me. He's like, hey, listen, what I'm about to open up, it's crazy stuff. So I get all excited. I'm there. I'm like, all right, let's see what we got. He pulls out this 8.5 by 11 transparent sheet, the type that they used to use for like projection and stuff. Only this one, it had like a little painting of a character. It was from a show called Gnomes. And he tells me, he's like, listen, this thing right here is special. And I'm looking at him with indifference. Why? Why is it special? He sees I'm uncultured and ignorant. So he starts to explain. He says, well, look, this is an original animation production cell. This was used to produce the show Gnomes. And now I get to keep it. This is mine now. And I'm like, what? That's crazy. So that was actually something that was used in a television series. And he said, yes, he was spelling it out for me. And he tells me, he says, listen, they had to use these because they would put them in sequence, one movement before the movement I currently have, one movement after, in order to animate these paintings. So he was schooling me animation 101. And so I was like, okay, that's really crazy, but how come you get to have one? And he said, well, I bought it off of eBay. Anybody can own it. So even a Jimmy Timmy like me could own that. I got so excited. So I was amazed and curious and devastated because I knew right then and there this was going to be the beginning of the end of my life. I knew that, because I have zero discipline, that I was going to succumb to purchasing several of these. So I went ahead and I asked him, I'm like, do you think maybe my favorite childhood show growing up, Ren and Stimpy, created some of this artwork? And he gives me a look because it's a weird show. He's like, yeah, I guess. And right there, that was it. I was off to the races. I went online. I started to look on eBay. And lo and behold, I find a cell. Actually, I found several cells. I got excited. I'm like, oh shit, I got a bid. So I went ahead and I won one auction. And I told myself as I was bidding, I'm like, I'm just going to get this one and that's it. I know I'm very weak-willed, but I will I'm going to pump the brakes. I'm going to be disciplined this time around. Just one hit and we quit.
You are a sad, strange little man.
If only, right? If only I could be that disciplined. When it came in the mail and I unboxed it, I reached the highest peaks of euphoria, okay? I was elated. This was next level for me. It was something different. It was something unique. And believe it or not, it was the piece that they used in the production of the show that I really liked, Ren and Stimpy. They used it. And it was from one of my favorite episodes. It was The Boy Who Cried Rats. And genuinely, I couldn't be happier than that. Honestly, like I remember my eyes almost welling up with tears, but I choked it back because we are men here. Okay, we are men. That's what it started out with. Okay, that was the first one. This one right here. I'm just going to share it with you very briefly. This was the one. This is the one that basically turned me into the fiends that I am today. Okay. That's what it started with. It didn't stop there. In fact, it continued and the addiction got deeper. I got to read off the screen because I wrote down the ones that I bought, and these are just some of the many. Okay. Then it was other Nickelodeon cells. Okay. We're talking about Doug, Rugrats, and Rocko's Modern Life. Because, yeah, I had to have them, right? But when those weren't enough, I continued down the rabbit hole and bought Dexter's Lab, Powerpuff Girls, Ed, Ed and Eddie, Codename Kids Next Door, Samurai Jack, DuckTales, Darkwing Duck, Winnie the Pooh, Tiny Toons, Looney Tunes, Animaniacs, Pinky and the Brain, Hysteria, Freakazoid, Batman, Superman, X-Men, Spider-Man, the Hulk.
You are a sad, strange little man.
Is the one that started it all. Okay. And to be fair, it ended it for everything else. Gone were the days that I would go and buy other collectibles that I had. I used to have, well, I still do, but I used to collect more Funko Pops. I had Amiibo, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Pokemon cards. All of that stopped because I found that those were mass produced. I'm not knocking that. If that's part of your hobby, absolutely keep going with that. I love it. I still have my collection. But I wanted something unique. I wanted something special, right? Something one of a kind, because I'm like that. Something I get to not share, like it's mine. One thing I can say is this was it. This basically scratched that itch. The itch that I had to collect something new and different, something that was used in the shows that I used to watch, something that shaped not just my childhood, but pretty much a lot of North American childhoods and people across the globe. Actually, I've spoken with other people who have seen some of these animation series. A lot of North American television had that widespread impact across the globe, and I get to not only admire it, but I get to hold it. Again, I get to hold this. I'm at a loss for words because this is not something that I feel like I glossed over it before, but it truly is impactful. Like the impact it has, not just on how I feel, but also how creativity flows. That show inspired a lot of other shows. Other shows have inspired that show. So there's a whole chain reaction to a big cultural artifact that I have in a cabinet. So it's amazing. I can't stress enough how awesome it is to have you guys joining me here. It's not my world, but it's a world that we collectively can be a part of. And we can all even collectively own a piece of this stuff. It's amazing. I listed off a bunch of the shows that I own pieces of, but there are plenty more. That list is exhaustive. All this to say, welcome, guys. Welcome. This is animation art. This is what I live for. I love it. I have a day job, but if I could quit and just talk about this stuff, I would. I'm excited again to bring you all in, to show you guys some of the stuff that I own, that I have, some of the stuff that was very inspirational. This show elicited a lot of laughter in me. My brother, sister, and I, we used to always recite episodes from the top of our heads because we had so many laughs. The animation was insane. Most importantly, reshape the airwaves in terms of what cartoons were. A lot of art has been inspired by it. And anyway, I'm going to stop glazing Ren and Stimpy. All this to say, welcome, guys. I hope you enjoy your time here. I hope you come back for more. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. If you really enjoyed it, share it with your siblings, your family members who you shared these experiences with, who you got to sit down with a bowl of cereal or whatever and watch these cartoons with. On the next one, I'm going to talk about what to be wary of if you're ever shopping for your own piece, what to look out for. So be on the lookout for that next one. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Have an excellent day.